John, thank you, and I want to thank the forum for hosting this really important event to give as much information to the public as possible, like the forum does every election season. Northwest Oregon needs a strong leader in Congress that can get the job done for us, putting our people back to work, and keeping the promise that we have made to our seniors by protecting Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Putting people back to work here begins with two things. The first is that we must have the best trained, most ready workforce that you can find anywhere on the globe. And this year I did something about that by bringing together the coalition of labor unions and businesses, Democrats and Republicans, to pass the bill that beginning next year will return shop classes to all of Oregon's middle schools and high schools. That's an effort that I want to take to the national level so that every kid in this country has the same opportunities that we will be providing to our own students here in Oregon. Second, I am proposing a 21st century WPA program that will redirect federal attention to putting our people back to work, rebuilding the infrastructure of this country. We've got 30 million people in America, almost 200,000 of them here in Oregon, that aren't working enough hours to make ends meet. I know that folks are struggling. So let's get back to work, rebuilding our bridges and our roads, improving our seaports, our airports, and our rails. And let's start with a new smart electrical grid for the country that can accommodate the emerging renewable energy industries. And we must protect the safety net for our seniors and our most vulnerable. And that isn't any more true than it is right here in Washington County. You know, not long ago, I met a woman at her doorstep in Washington County, right over, you know, where the Mobile Lodge was on Jenkins Road. And as I walked up to her doorstep, she had two kids that were playing in the front yard, tattered shorts, dirty, distended bellies and shaved heads, the kind of thing you don't expect to see here in Oregon, you expect to see in a third world country. And I knocked on her door and she came to the door very disheveled, her hair a mess, and she had dried food in one side of her hair. And I started to talk to her about public education and jobs and the things we would normally talk about. And it became clear very quickly that's not where she was at. So we talked about her kids, talked about her family and her situation. And as I said goodbye and turned to leave and walked down her front path, she said, "You know what I really need?" And I said, "What?" She said, "I need something to eat." Right here in Washington County, people work their lives paying into a system with the promise that they will at some point have a retirement, that they'll have Medicare at the times they are in need. And that is a promise that must be kept. And it's why I will fight to protect the promise of Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. I've spent my career right here in Northwest Oregon fighting for people that were a little down on their luck. In fact, Debbie and I both grew up here right in Washington County. We met in Tom Hughes' civics class at Aloha High School when we were 16 years old. We've raised our son and our daughter here. I went to Oregon State, Lewis and Clark Law School so that I could stand up for Oregonians that had suffered injustice. You then sent me to the State House and to the State Senate, where I had the unique ability to bring diverse groups together in order to get the job done for us. Just like I did when I passed the Oregon Renewable Energy Act, which has made Oregon a leader in green jobs. When I helped pass the first expansion of Oregon's bottle bill in nearly 4 decades, and the Agricultural and Community Water Act that's helping to bring badly needed water to Oregon's farms and rural communities, and last year with the return of shop classes to our middle schools and high schools. From the small things to the big, I have always rolled up my sleeves and gotten the job done for you. And that's exactly what I will do, roll up my sleeves and get the job done for you in Congress as well. Thank you.